everyone. Today we're going to keep practicing the notes that we have been practicing for the last few weeks and see how we do. So let's take a look and get started. So we have this note that repeats itself a whole lot in this exercise. We've seen this one before and we've done it before. Do you remember what it's called? Draw it out for you. Got a note that's filled in. That is a quarter note. So if you said quarter note, great job. Now, do you remember how many beats a quarter note gets? If you said 1, great memory. All right, now we're gonna go over the next note. So let's take a look. So it's similar to the quarter note, but not quite because we don't fill in the inside, right? It's a little different. So I'll draw that one. Do you remember what that note is called? If you said half note, great job. Do you remember how many beats a half note gets? If you said 2, great job. Now, I'm going to go over a note that we didn't see last week, but I reviewed with you because I reminded us that we were going to be seeing it again. So we're actually going to see it again, and it's the note that I had mentioned last week, where it looks like a half note, but it's a little different, right? Because there's something right next to it. So I'm gonna draw that out here. So it looks like a half note, but it has a dot next to it, right? So technically it is a half note, but there's a little bit more to it. And because the dot's there, like I said last week, it is called a dotted half note. Now, the half note itself is worth 2. The dot adds half of the value that it is, which is 2. So half of 2 is 1. So if you had 2 cookies and you cut it in half, you would each have 1 cookie. So that's what the dot is worth, 1 beat. So if you add 2 plus 1, that makes 3. So this one is worth 3 beats. Now I want to review a note that we saw last week that we're not going to see this week, but again, like I did last time, I think it's important to review. So the full circle note that we saw last time, do you remember what that note was called? If you said whole note, great job. I think, again, it's important to review because we'll be seeing it again, and we'll be seeing it a lot once we get more and more into music. So do you remember how many beats a whole note gets? If you said 4, great job. So we're getting there. We've got 1 beat, 2 beats, 3 beats, and 4 beats. So we're learning quite a bit so far. So let's try to review clapping these beats together. So really quickly, quarter notes, we just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Half notes, we go 1, 2. So half notes right here, right? We go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we clap that like a half circle. Now the dotted half note is a little different, so we add an extra note to it. So we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Notice I only clap on the first beat because it's worth 3 notes, so we have to make sure we count all the way to 3, but we only clap on 1. Because when we sing it, eventually, we'll be singing it for 3 beats, and we'd hold that note out for 3 beats. But right now we're just clapping. So same thing for whole notes. So when we clap that out, we go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I clap that as a full circle with my hands, so that way we remember it's worth 4 beats. So let's try to review each of these notes in this exercise. So I'll clap, or I'll snap, and I want you to clap along with me. First section first, okay? So let's try it. So quarter notes. We have 3 of them. So 1, 2, 3. Clap with me. Ready? And 1, 2, 3. Hopefully that was nice and easy. Now we have our half note. 2 beats, quarter note, 1 beat. Let's try this measure. Ready? So 1, 2, 3. Ready, and go. So 1, 2, 3. Hopefully that was easy. Let's try to put those two together. Ready? So 1, 2, 3, ready, and clap. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Did you remember to hold that half note out for 2 beats? I hope you did. Now let's keep going. Check it out. We have 3 quarter notes again. Let's try it. Ready? So 1, 2, 3, ready, and clap. So 1, 2, 3. Let's do the next one. Half note, quarter note. 2 beats. Ready? So 1, 2, 3, ready, and clap. So 1, 2, 3. Now let's do the next one. Actually, I take that back. Let's do these 2 together. So 1, 2, 3, ready, and clap. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Good. Now I'm gonna back up and have us go all the way to here, and then we'll stop, and then I'll go over the last bit here because it's a little bit different. So let's try it. So starting at the very beginning, nice and slow. So 1, 2, 3, ready, and go. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, half note, 1, 2, 3. Now let's leave it there. So now we're gonna move on to the next ones here. So we have quarter note, quarter note, quarter note, and then check it out. We have the same thing again, quarter note, quarter note, quarter note. So I wanna do these 2 together because they're the exact same thing and the exact same notes. Again, they're in different places on the music, but we're only worrying about the rhythm. So let's try it from here. So 1, 2, 3, ready, and clap. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. How did you do? All right, now we only have 2 left. Ready? So let's do this one. So we have a quarter note and then a half note worth 2 beats. So let's try it. So 1, 2, 3, ready, and clap. So 1, 2, 3. Now that very last note we talked about, right? 3 beats. So we only clap on beat 1 and we hold that out for 3 beats. So we go, I'll count it off and I'll have us do it together. So 1, 2, 3, ready, and go. So 1, 2, 3. That easy, right? So what I'm gonna do is have us do this to here, and then we'll try to do the whole thing, okay? So from right here where we just practiced. So 1, 2, 3, ready, and clap. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, half note, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hopefully that wasn't confusing. Now what we're gonna try to do is see if we could put the whole thing together. Try to clap along with me. I'll go maybe a little bit slower and try to have us do the whole thing, okay? So nice and slow, 1, 2, 3, ready, and clap. So 1, 2, 3, half note, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, half note, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, half note, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, with that dotted half note. How did you do? Hopefully it wasn't too hard and we're kind of getting the hang of it. Thank you for participating with me, and I will see you next time.